Hey, this is Deity's new microphone, or rather two of them. The Deity Duo, as the name implies, has two microphones, one in the front and one in the rear. That's essentially a 2-in-1, allowing you to record audio from the front and rear simultaneously, so depending on your use case, this could be very handy. And because of its unique design, it might be one of the best budget vlogging and interview mics for its price. If at any point during this video you want to learn more about this mic or any of the other gear that I use to make these videos, you can use the affiliate links down below and help support the channel out. And if you've clicked on this video to learn about this microphone, let me know why you're interested in it and what you think you'll be primarily using it for. For this portion of the video, you'll be hearing audio from both the Deity using its front microphone, which is on top of my Sony a7S III, as well as the microphone in front of me here, which is the Zoom H1n. In just a bit, I'll be moving the Deity to this position here, so you can see what using it in a more podcast-like environment would sound like. Later on in the video, I'll also be providing some outdoor tests comparing this to my other budget on-camera microphone, the 𝘖𝗺𝗀𝗻 M1. So while a majority of people are going to be using this as an on-camera microphone, you can actually get really good audio quality by getting it closer to your subject like this. At a quick first glance, this looks like a traditional microphone until you look closer and you realize, oh, there's actually one on the front and one on the back. The biggest difference being the one on the rear is set to -10 dB. The idea behind that is, typically when you're operating behind the camera, the microphone is generally closer to your mouth, and so you want it to be a little less sensitive compared to the further distances that the front mic would be at. It definitely seems like this has to be about twice the distance away compared to that other one to compensate for that -10 dB. Using the included shock mount, the TRS to TRS yellow cable, as well as the two dead cats, you have everything you need to start recording audio to either your camera or to an external recorder. The microphone has two modes which are toggled using this switch. By default, when toggled to the back, you'll be recording the front and rear mics separately to the left and right stereo channels. And in situations like this where you don't need to actually capture the audio coming from the rear microphone, you can toggle that by switching it to the front, which will in turn just record the front microphone to a dual mono channel. Now for this portion of the test, we've moved the Deity microphone directly in front of us, and using the microphone like this is what you can expect. It actually sounds pretty good as I'm monitoring it right now. Because it's more direct and more in front of us, we're not picking up as much of the other external noises, and it's really focused in on my voice pretty nicely. In comparison, here's what the Zoom H1n sounds like. I wonder if I'm picking up more room noise with the Zoom H1n. That'd actually be interesting. Typically with the Zoom, I have it a little bit closer, so it'd be more like that. And that's the main difference between them. And now we're back to the Deity. I think the Deity is actually picking up less room noise, which is really interesting. It also sounds a lot more warm. I rather like this, to be honest. Luckily, something that's missing from here is the need for batteries. If you've ever used microphones before that require batteries and to turn them on, you'll know that you can frequently accidentally forget to turn it on, and in turn you'll have gone through a long video only to not have any audio to accompany it. However, besides that, it actually has one other trick up its sleeve. Next to that switch, which toggles between recording with both microphones or just using the front one, it also has an input jack, allowing you to use a separate internal microphone if you want to do so for your second channel. This can be especially useful if you're limited to one recording device, say your camera, and you want to record two different audio sources, the shotgun microphone, as well as, say, a lapel.
And say they should never have done it, and it's really bad and awful, but I loved it. So
AVP?
Alien versus Predator.
Oh.
I know everybody hated
like
it, but
I don't like Predator as well.
I loved them.
Was Arnold Schwarzenegger in that? Good, I'm glad you like it.
In the case where we've recorded both the front and rear microphone, but we only want one of the channels, we can actually delete that other one and just duplicate this to make it stereo. Same goes for the other side too. Again, because this is less sensitive, I can have it closer to my face to compensate for that -10 dB. And then we'll switch it to the front. And we'll have it just a little bit further away, and it should sound right about the same. What do you think? How do the two compare? I'll just say the same sentence. Patty bought pickles for Peter. 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 If you ever forget or need to quickly mount this microphone in the right orientation that you want, and you want to quickly identify the front from the rear, the front is larger, and the shock mount is closer to the back of the microphone towards the rear. Now for a direct side-by-side comparison between the two. This is the 𝘖𝗺𝗀𝗀, about arm's length away from me at level 20. Windows open to my left to allow a little bit of road noise in, so how much is it isolating from that and just picking me up right now? And now we'll switch to the Deity. The Deity is on now. This is the front facing microphone, and now I'll actually switch the rear facing microphone to face the front, keeping it at the same distance so you can see, or rather hear, the difference between the two. This is the rear microphone, same distance away, same audio levels of 25. If we actually boost it, so let's try that. This is the rear microphone boosted up to 31 instead of 25, so you can hear the difference between the two there. If you were to vlog and talk about this arm's distance away, this is what it would sound like, and with very little wind noise, it's gonna sound like this. And then switching it around to whoever's talking in the driver's seat.
I want to eat breakfast, so that's what I'm going to go do now.
You're not gonna tell us about your business ideas?
No.
Why?
It's weird.
No, tell us, go back to the, I want it to be called edgy, hardcore, gothic stuff. Take us back through that thought process.
No.
I want to showcase what you just got. Just want to be able to film like this. Where do you want to cut through? Do you want to cut through the building? Yeah. So this big heavy thing is the heat press. And
Our breakfast.
one thing to note though is this microphone will not work out of the box with smartphones and other smart devices. And that's because the included TRS to TRS cable is not compatible with these devices. If you look closely, you'll notice that the cable has 2 rings on each end. The 2 identifies what a TRS cable is. Mobile devices, on the other hand, need 3, which is TRRS. Because these smart devices typically only have 1 input and output combo jack, they have that 3rd ring to identify if it's a microphone or audio out. And while it's easy to find adapters from TRS to TRRS, the downside of doing so is we won't be able to record with both microphones simultaneously. And so if you're primarily getting this microphone with the hopes of using it with your mobile devices, this might not be the best choice. And we'll just mount it for the remainder of the video like that. But again, I don't need the rear, so I'm actually going to turn that off so we just have the stereo coming from the front. And this continues to sound pretty good at this distance. We can try a quick ASMR type test right now, using of course the same phrase. Patty bought pickles for Peter. Good stuff. In my experience, the biggest advantage to having this microphone is when you do want to record 2 subjects at the same time, or if you're frequently flipping your camera back and forth and you don't want to adjust the microphone at the top. So if we were to simulate more of a vlogging style video here where you would want to use both the front and rear microphone, even if you're just filming yourself, here's an example. So got the camera in front of me, using the front microphone right now. Now I'm going to flip it around and show you what I'm looking at. So this is my setup here, and just moved into this area up here, so that's why everything's kind of messy and looks the way it is. Still getting it in its place, but it's getting there. That's the slider I use. That's where I read off the script. That's the Zoom H1n, where I normally do my voiceovers or just the normal talking head portion of the videos. Got this cool lamp from IKEA, and hey, that's the box of today's microphone. So say for example, you're doing product review videos, or you're doing a vlog style video where you're both behind the camera and flipping it around to film yourself, you have the ability to record clean audio from both sides. The other advantage, of course, is if you're recording audio from both sides simultaneously, where you're behind the camera and you're filming someone, or more of an interview slash podcast style where you've got the microphone between your 2 subjects. Previously, you'd have to set up 2 microphones, but now you only need 1. So thanks for tuning into this video. If you're new, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Liking these videos also helps a lot and lets me know what you want to see more of. Again, you can check those links down below if you want to find the best prices for this mic or any of the other gear that I use. And until the next one, as always, yeah, it picks up every sound.
Literally just brushing my hair.
Patty